I do sport every season because in the fall I do field hockey, in winter I do basketball. In spring I either do lacrosse, or I did soccer when I was little.
You're talking like me now.
Yeah. And then in the summer I surf.
You surf?
I know I surf.
Where do you go?
Long Beach Island, or my dad's getting us like one of those battery operated ones,
Mm-hmm.
so then we can surf around the lake.
Oh, super cool. That's right.
I was the first. I have a video of me surfing, probably.
Really?
Yeah, because we just started learning how to surf this year.
Hello, William.
I will. So I learned how to surf this year.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my sister were the first two out of me and our cousins to stand up.
Very cool. I used to water ski when I was a kid. That's a little different.
I do that with my cousin.
Yeah.
That's all my cousin knows how to do.
I've never been water skiing.
It's like, I don't know how to describe it.
What, water skiing?
Yeah.
You get pulled around on the back of a boat and you stand there on the skis and.
I still have this video. Probably do it. No. Look all the way up here. I don't have that much pictures. I don't know why my phone keeps telling me I need to upgrade my storage.
I can't even take pictures anymore. It tells me that I have no storage.
Oh my god. I lost the video. Are you kidding me? Oh, found it. That's me trying to stand up.
Very cool. And where is that again?
Long Beach Island.
Cool.
Your hair is all wet.
I know.
So now it's gonna be all curly.
Yep.
I straightened my hair. I don't even know why it hasn't like hooped up yet. My hair is really curly. But like before, somebody took my phone and they were trying to take pictures. But
Oh, don't leave in front of Mr. Jakes.
and look, it says no storage.
Can't even take pictures on your
I
phone.
can't. It won't let me. I've deleted everything.
Oh my god. Mr. Jake said to my class, whoever falls asleep in next in his class, he's gonna take a picture of them and he's gonna put it on the back of his screen on Google.
Mhm.
I literally look so ugly when I'm sleeping.
Yeah, I don't fall asleep in school. No, I fell asleep in art yesterday.
No, I have never fallen asleep in class before.
I don't have school tomorrow.
You know what's going tomorrow? How come?
Because I don't
Ice,
know.
I guess. And
They
snow.
call it so early and then like it doesn't even snow.
It's not supposed to snow. It's supposed to ice over completely.
Yeah, so I'm not even complaining.
Wait, now we can go ice skating.
Yeah. That's how it is every year. Like
I can
flurries
walk.
in December, they'll close school and then like they'll run
My
out of snow
cousins in
days. So
Georgia
like
had to
blizzards
shut
in March
down
and
for
then
a week
still.
because they got 1 inch of snow
1 inch of snow.
in Georgia. My uncle,
The South does not have to do snow.
They panic.
my uncle's coming up today. I want to see him so bad, but he's not coming to my house until 8 o'clock.
I lived in Virginia Beach for about 2 years when I was in my 20s. I remember they had like 1 inch of snow and like the whole town just shut down. Like you would like it
Well,
was
that's
like
with a lot of times.
state of emergency. It was insane. I'm like, you guys have to be kidding.
Well, it's because some like states aren't used to snow.
Sure.
Because like in the South, they don't really get a lot of snow.
Mhm.
Like that's why 2 Thursdays from now, I'm gonna be in Georgia because my cousins that live down there,
Mhm.
and because it's warmer. Like when we go, it's supposed to be like 60.
Oh my god, lucky.
Not 60. It's supposed to be like 75, 78. Hey, Hannah.
Howdy.
But I've lived here my entire life, like in this town forever.
There he is. He said, where's your other half?
Stand. Where's that little kid?
No, at school, I see them, and I see one, and then the other's there. Like they're always together.
How's everybody?
John,
I'm tired again.
You're always tired when you come
did
to
you get a
school.
haircut?
My hair just always.
Oh yeah, did you guys know that there's no school tomorrow?
Yes.
She's extra curly today.
There was a fight in the high school.
Really? Three
Oh,
of them.
yeah, I
3
heard
of them
about
today. 2 over a boy and 1 was a fake fight.
Wait, 2 over a boy?
I saw the video.
I have a video.
Wait, that's
No,
a
I
video?
saw-
Wait, so there was they're all different fights, not just 3 people in one big fight?
2 girls fought over a boy. I actually have the video. My
Can I
sister.
see? Can I see?
The one girl is on my bus.
Ooh, send that to Alexis. I want her to send that to me. I want to see that.
Okay, hold on. I need to now download it from my sister.
I
So
told
then
my
she
brother
will-
to send it to me, but
This
he
is
goes,
actually some interesting
these are
stuff.
for the high
Oh,
schoolers.
actually, this is
I'll just show it to you.
Is that how high school fights are now? Like, if there's a fight, there's like 27 people with phones out taking
Oh,
videos of
yeah.
it?
Or like
Yeah,
you have a
that's
phone,
how every fight is, even in Disney World.
or you just take out your Chromebook if you can't find your phone.
Holy!
I've seen
At
it
the
all.
end of the video, they didn't stop, and my sister screamed like that kid did in the Karate Kid. She said, "Get him a body bag!" And my sister just started, and everybody
did she
around
say
my
I
sister.
shouldn't laugh at that, but that's pretty funny.
Did she say that on the video?
Oh, I'd probably be breaking a lot.
Yeah, wait.
No,
what
so
happened?
Michael's
Wasn't
brother. Michael's brother.
Why was they beating that guy to death?
No, not that guy. There were 2 girls.
Wait, can I see? Oh, it was 2 girls?
The one girl's on
Yeah.
my bus. So I'll see her on Monday if she's not suspended.
They're both.
Oh, yeah, they're both suspended. If you get into a fight, you're suspended.
No.
The one that happened at
The
our
ones that going, yeah. Is Michael.
Why are they fighting?
Those
They're
ones
fighting
fight
over a
one-on-one,
boy.
and Anything that happens at our
Who's
school,
the
it's
boy
like
they're fighting over?
one kid and then
No.
like 5 other kids jump. Like at
Wait,
least
yeah,
there, it's a quote unquote fair fight.
saw
It's at least a one-on-one. Once
No,
that
how many
happens,
pages
So the fake fight was between my sister and her friend. So my sister stands like this, as her friend's like this. So my sister's like that, and like my sister goes to like kick, and like her friend like jumps back, and my sister falls and smacks her head. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
have to worry
apparently
about
a
getting
boy broke
fights
their
over
arm in a boy's
Yeah,
locker room. In the boys'
Fight,
locker
fight.
room.
everybody.
Guys, in the boys' locker room, some kid broke
his
their
arm.
arm. And,
How?
yeah.
I know who it was.
Who was it? Parker
I'm not
was-
allowed to tell you because Mr. Vedder told me. He told me if I tell anybody, he'll suspend me because I'm not supposed to tell anybody who broke their arm.
This is a non-secret though.
Wait, which Ryan? Which Ryan?
I know I found out today. I was shocked.
I hope you know your whispering isn't really working.
I know.
I can hear you over here, and I'm listening to music too.
I don't leave me alone.
Really not working
I
well.
heard that it was over text and that her friend did it.
Oh my god, her friend did it.
Shut up, John.
That's really interesting.
No,
I have bad hearing and I can hear you guys.
Told you?
Steven.
Yeah.
What Ryan was it?
Ryan, what?
What?
What are you talking about?
The conversation before that, you said Ryan. Which Ryan?
Wait, I heard
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
who's Ryan?
Who's Ryan?
Wait, did I say Ryan?
Yes, you did.
Who's Ryan?
Who's Ryan?
Who's Ryan now?
Wait,
Did you hear
what
that,
was the
Diego?
whole sentence?
No.
Like he broke his arm, and then you said
A
Ryan.
boy broke his
I've
arm.
never heard you laugh like that.
No, because then he walked in the second period and he comes in, guess what, guys? I'm a leader.
Mr. Roberto, the gym teacher,
All right, guys, are we ready? Should we say a prayer and get this
Yeah.
party
I
started?
don't know.
Yes,
Oh,
Stephen.
gossiping is
I mean, you made it a choice. You said
I know where
should
you
we?
live.
You said should we?
Yeah. Are you saying no? Are you?
We
uh,
should.
anti-safe
No, I'm just
word?
saying. I'm only saying that you made a choice there.
So I shouldn't do that in the future.
Yeah, do
Ready?
it.
What?
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for our sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
You get the first part right, Alexis.
Are you starting to remember that prayer now?
Yes.
A little more?
a little bit.
I think I put colored pencils and water in my room.
Okay. So, what's the first
I
commandment?
have a random girl in my room.
Steven, what's the first commandment?
I know.
know that one.
William, what do you got?
I'm
I'm
just
the Lord your God, you shall.
I'm just googling it being old.
Absolutely. William got it. I have the Lord your God. You will not have any other gods
I
before
don't
me.
want the second one. Don't ask me that.
I'm doing the old version of googling.
You're doing the old version of Googling? Okay. What's the
I'm
second
not the
commandment?
Bible. Thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I did know that one.
What's the third one?
Thou shalt keep holy the Sabbath day.
Absolutely. Perfect.
I know the next one.
What's the next one?
Thou shalt honor thy mother and father.
Awesome.
Do you do that though?
Next question.
Really?
You getting better at it?
Thou shalt not kill.
Is which one?
Fifth.
Absolutely. Fifth one is thou shalt not kill. The sixth one is what?
Thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's good.
Thou shalt not have adultery. What is it?
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Alexis, that's another talk for another
Thou shalt
day.
not commit big bad adult doings.
Oh, like
And
cheating.
what is the seventh?
Did I say that
Thou
one?
shalt not steal.
I said it first.
I don't care.
Which means this week
I
we're up
said
to which one?
8.
8. Does anyone know what the 8th commandment is?
Thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's goods. I don't know.
Now
Good
wait.
guess.
Yay.
Thou shalt not be bad.
Thou shalt
I think
not.
that's like all commandments combined into one.
Thou shalt not.
Spit on people's shoes.
Don't spit on.
Actually, that's like a way of trying to.
Thou shalt not gossip.
Abby is on the chat,
Hi,
and she suggested that it is don't lie, and I would say that is extremely close. What is the
Not
official?
Fifth.
Oh.
Do not talk.
Why does my grandma
William?
commandments?
Thou shalt not bear false witness.
Absolutely.
Oh
Thou
my
shalt
God, but
not
why are you
bear
so
false
smart?
witness.
I'm not good at this game.
He is a very smart man.
Can we play a different
Now
game?
he read the whole Bible.
Thou shalt not bear false witness.
We should play Kahoot
We should play Kahoot.
or Blue Kit.
Yeah, wait.
Don't
Holy Blue Kit. Holy Blue Kit.
We never played Blue
It's
Kit.
a wait. You don't know
a game.
It's a game. A learning game. Whoa.
It's
My
like the
pen
game of
broke.
Kahoot.
Time to figure out the thing.
I'm done with this pen. This pen broke.
Oh, no.
All right, let's try to stay focused. William, can you tell me what that means, please? Not bearing false witness?
No, it's in the name.
Are you
But not bearing false witness. That means not to bear the false truth on any matter.
False truth,
No rumors.
absolutely. Right, and another way to say false truth is what?
lie?
Just but lie.
And it's an interesting way that they phrase that one, because I think back in the old days, it was very specifically talking about, like, if you were in court, if you were in a court of law, and
She said
if
that so much.
if you were a witness to a crime or a witness to something that went wrong, a dispute of some kind, basically they're saying, make sure you be honest about what you know and what happened, right?
Yeah. What about exaggeration?
Ooh, exaggeration.
That's my view.
Is that a lie?
I guess.
Yeah.
No,
One guy whizzed his
It's a little
sister
bit-
another
it's a
one. Think
fib
so.
because you're saying somewhat the truth, but it's coming out like it's a lie.
Yeah, it's just
Mm.
There's a fine line between exaggeration and a lie. And to exaggerate something to make
Make
you
it more
seem
of a
like
big deal.
hero is lying.
Like
Or to
if
make something sound a little bit, just to exaggerate on something very, very little is not.
Right, meaning I would certainly agree that there's a sliding scale and there's ridiculously blatant lies, and then there's some that are just kind of, what was a white lie?
lying.
A little
A little lie?
Basically.
Yeah.
like if you were to lie about your shoes.
Yeah, I tied
What
my
about
shoes.
to
Or your
spare
weight.
somebody's feelings?
Yeah, I tied my
That's a
shoes.
good one.
That shirt
Right.
looks great on you.
You know, like if somebody's like, "Do I look fat in this?" and they do it, I'm not gonna say that they like. I'm gonna be like, "No, you look great."
Right.
Sometimes it'll be.
Alexis would be like,
Yeah, Mom, I did my nail.
Yeah, Mom, I
Yeah.
so brushed my hair today.
Would we say that in that situation, it's probably okay to tell them?
Yeah, because I feel
Yeah,
bad.
Mom, I did my hair.
Like when I tell my mom I brush my teeth, I'm
Sure.
joking.
There's no reason to hurt people's feelings, right? I would agree with that.
Sophia,
Shut up, Alexis.
brush your teeth.
I do. I eat more gum.
That doesn't count.
I do brush my teeth.
You're gonna get cavities.
I've never had a cavity.
I think I do.
I've had cavities.
I've never had a cavity.
Is that a white lie or is it true?
No, that's true. You
I
can
think I
even
have
ask my
one.
mom. I've never had a cavity.
I think I have
Really?
2 actually.
I was born premature, so 2 of my teeth are like dust, so they just have caps on them.
Interesting.
Where's Lara?
I don't know. She was in school.
Oh no, wait. She might have like
Band or
acting.
something.
She has play practice.
Oh yeah, that.
That's what Kate says every day after school.
Every day after school.
She goes, I have play practice. And her mom goes, no, you have play practice on Thursday. Kate goes, I have play practice.
She's
I love her.
Like Miss Duffy's daughter.
yeah.
Oh.
I want to dance with her.
Whenever she was in the same elementary school, and she was like in second
Well,
grade. but
she's
she
my
was-
best friend. Like, it goes Kate, Alexis, Snoop,
What about Jackie?
sister. She stole my sweatshirt this morning. I went to put it in my locker. I make sure I close my locker. She goes in my locker. She takes out this sweatshirt, and she's like, "I'm a Palucci today." It's a Palucci on the side.
Here you go. So here's a thought. Not a thought, but just one of the things I was thinking of this week. One of the things that I try to do when we're in class together is to talk about the basic fundamentals of Christian teaching and how they relate to your life. And I feel like, and I kind of said one of the early classes, I said, there's an old saying that you don't really know a subject completely until you teach it to other people. And I said, I expect that I will sort of learn things and maybe change my perspective on things as we teach class. And I think that one of the things that I've sort of noticed recently, I find that, I've tried to talk about things being right and wrong, just strictly in terms of morality. And I've tried to sort of also illustrate how, on a practical level, if you do right things, it tends to help you. If you are careful with how you treat others, they tend to treat you very well. If you're responsible in how you live, that responsibility will pay off, et cetera, et cetera. And I think as we go forward, I started to realize, I said, I thought it would be reasonably complicated to sort of draw the parallels between those things. And I'm finding as we go forward, actually not really. It's actually becoming easier and easier. And I'm starting to find that simple principles of right and wrong, they tend to be all encompassing. And as we go forward and we focus on doing right things, all of it seems to have a very, practical payoff. And payoff is not a very good word, but I don't like that word. I'll have to think of a better one. But they all have again, you are rewarded for doing right things.
Can I use the bathroom really quick?
Yes, ma'am.
Yay. Bye, Sophia.
Don't in
Anybody have any thoughts on that?
Well, it honestly depends on the person because, like, I try to be nice to people, like, as much as I can.
Sure.
But then there's these certain people that still treat me bad.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I don't know, like,
Mm.
it just depends.
Yeah.
It's one of those cases where it's kind of like somebody who exercises every day, like even if they do just a little bit of exercise every day. Chances are, let's say one day I decide, I'm going to exercise every day. At the end of the first week, I might not really notice anything. At the end of the second week, I might not notice anything. But at the end of like a year or 2 years, and if you really do stick with it, you will absolutely notice it. So in the micro, in the short term, it might be very difficult to sort of get that. But I think as time goes by and you start to just, if I'm nice to everybody and people know me as a nice person, they know that I'm a trustworthy person, et cetera, you start to see as a whole, you start to see, good things sort of headed your way. But
Sure. I mean, I work with people who are sometimes not very nice people. I know people in my personal life are not very nice people. But again, but as you move forward, it gets very easier to not gravitate towards people who aren't very nice. And, it's after a while, you start to weed out people who aren't nice, all the people who are nice to you. You start to cultivate a nice group of friends, and, and it gets pretty nice after a while.
My dad said that friends are people that you can trust with your lives. Do you have people like that?
Do I have people like that? Yeah, absolutely.
My dad has like 4 friends.
Has 4 friends?
My mom probably has a million.
Okay,
What's that?
My mom probably has a million.
Yeah.
better to have 4 than none.
Well, and I think men and women also we're kind of different in that respect. Guys probably just have a few really good friends, where women have like a lot of acquaintances and people they can spend time with.
That describes both my mom and dad.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that's not a hard rule. I mean, certainly there's different. It's interesting too, as you get older, you have like pockets of friends. Oh, there's my friends from here and my friends from there. As you get older, it gets very hard. It's,
My dad said everybody else is an acquaintance, but people that I can trust in my life are my friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's nice to be able to have friends that you can trust that much. What's another way people can bear false witness? Even if it's not an outright, just kind of bold-faced lie. What's another way you can do that?
Maybe if they didn't understand the situation correctly, like they could have like said what they thought happened, but it wasn't true.
Yeah, and I would say that, sure, I would call that kind of, I mean, it's interesting. All of us, I mean, it's one thing to say, the sky is blue or the sky is not blue. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry, I would say, usually. But we also do have our own interpretations of
The
things.
sky's green. The sky is sometimes it's
If you see somebody walking down the street and, a cop stops you and says, "Hey, did you see the guy who just walked down the street?" Yes. What did he look like? A guy who's really short will go, "Oh, he was really tall." Another guy who's really tall will go, "Oh, he was really short." Because again, we're all kind of looking at things through our own lenses.
It depends on like the way you view it.
Yeah, this person came up to me and said, "Some guy just punched me." I was like, "Okay, do you know who it is?" And the guy that came up to me is really tall. He's one of my friends, and he goes, "Well, it was somebody really short." And I go to him,
How short
"Well,
do you mean?
what do you mean? Like, you're kind of tall. Almost everybody here can be short to you." And he just went off and said, "You're right."
But not even like just the height. It's like depends where you stand with that person. Like I might know somebody and I think, oh, that person was so mean, they're so nasty. But then their best friend could be like, oh, that person's so nice and sweet. It just depends on like
Sure.
I mean, my best friend. My best friend is kind of telling me a nasty person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my brother hates my best friend. So.
Yeah.
I
It's
see
funny.
something different in them.
I remember growing up, there's a lot of times where I would meet people because of certain circumstances, like friends of a friend or whatever. And you start to get to know the person and you'd be like, I really don't think this is not a very nice person. They're nice to me because of circumstances, like, oh, because I'm friends with their friends, so they're nice to me. But it's like you kind of get like this not good feeling, like you're like, I don't think I would like them. Like I feel like if I met them some other way, they'd probably not like me either.
Like if you're a total stranger and someone comes up to you and says something mean, but then like you see like the person walking behind them is their sister, and their sister goes, "Oh no, she's so kind, she's so caring," and like I feel like that's also like a two-faced person, like because they could be saying to like all their friends, "Oh, she's so mean, she's so this, so that." Then to a total stranger, she could be, "Oh my God, she's so nice." Like that's like a two-faced person.
Right. Yeah. That can happen.
I know a lot of
Here's an interesting one. I hear in the news a lot, there's a lot of talk about how everything is about racism, and people talk about racism all the time. Don't get you started? What?
Everyone in my class.
As soon as you ask what a black fan, it just he always says, "I know they're doing it as a joke."
It's not that. It's that some people take it into way too many high standards with racism.
Mhm.
Like, my family may make jokes. I'm not saying they don't. It's also because, like, my family has that personality where they think everybody's equal now.
Mhm.
I get in the 1700s and the 1800s, everybody wasn't equal.
Yeah.
Women weren't equal to man. Slaves weren't equal to man. It was a man was equal to man.
Actually, men weren't even equal to men if they were like homeless.
Okay, I'm listening.
If
Let's listen.
But with man with property, they were more respected and high up because they had something to work for. People who had less than those people, like if those people have a nice house, a barn,
Uh-huh.
something that they're doing constantly, and these people have like a shack,
Uh-huh.
it's like these people who are more wealthy
More superior.
are put on a pedestal when,
Sure.
and now it's equal. Everybody's equal.
Okay, but it doesn't.
William has something he'd like to share.
You realize you just described the social classes. That's basically what social
Well,
classes.
I wasn't finished now, was I?
I know.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I think he is.
So like everybody's a person. Like it doesn't matter like where you come from, what you do, what you look like. Everybody's a person, and everybody has feelings. Everybody needs to eat and drink water.
Mhm.
Like so, I don't understand.
I would go back to 2019 and heartbeat. Nothing bad happened.
Yeah.
Like 2019 was the best year
I would agree with that, actually.
because nobody thought
the
they.
future COVID might be gone.
Why does everybody do this to me? Stop talking when I'm talking. Shh. Everything from 2000 to not 2000. I'm sorry, from 2002 to 2019. Nothing's been wrong.
What was COVID?
Shut
Not
up.
as bad as it is now.
Not as bad as it did now.
I would agree
From
with that.
2020 to 2022, it's been just
It's been a crazy couple of years,
because
for sure.
everything that happened with that, whatever guy's name is, who died, George Floyd.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah.
And nobody till this point now has been that racist where
Yeah.
you need to only say that Black
Yeah.
Lives Matter.
Right.
Nobody discards the
yes.
people that are.
That is, and that's kind of what I'm trying
I
to
mean,
get
it
to
wasn't right,
is
but it was a criminal.
No, the cop was charged with racism because he was racist, and
That's what I'm trying to say. The cops are trying to protect you and everybody that is around you.
and
How do you know what the real story is if we were just talking about how people are two-faced and how people lie? Nobody is truly racist until they show that they are.
Yeah,
And-
Because you
I-
can think about me that I am racist that because I just talk about this stuff, but truly deep down, I feel the same about everybody. I think everybody's equal.
See, the point that I'm getting to eventually is that I think it's sort of become. I mean, the problem is that it's become a buzzword. See, it's interesting. Like, have you heard about the truckers up in Canada? There's a big convoy of truckers. It's this protesting the lockdowns
So
and
there's
stuff.
this teacher.
And the guy who, let me finish. The guy, the prime minister up there was basically coming out saying how he didn't like the truckers because they're all racist and violent and whatever else. And I remember, and I was like, how is a trucking convoy racist? And that was sort of where I was sort of going with this. Is like, it's kind of becoming like a buzzword for anything. Like, where if I don't like you and don't agree with you, I'm going to call you that. And that to me is an example of false witness, because again, it's you're kind of accusing somebody of something that is not accurate. And what's weird to me is because like there's plenty that we can disagree on. There's plenty that like the guys up in Canada. I'm sure that we could certainly argue and disagree and have a conversation about something. So what's the point of calling people something that really doesn't relate? You've been quiet again.
also, one thing, a lot of people nowadays don't even actually fully understand what racism is.
I would.
Like, people will be like, I don't know what this guy's name is, but he is black. That is his skin color. He is a black man. And people will be like, oh, you're racist. You're calling him black. Black isn't a race. Black's a description. I don't know his name. You're going to call me a white person if you don't know my name. You know?
Right.
That
It's
white
descriptive, it's
guy.
all right.
If I'm
Yes.
in a group of black people, you don't know my name. You're going to be like,
Yes.
yeah, the white guy over there.
Right. Meaning
Because
everyone
it's
is so
okay to call a
hyper,
white
so
person
anxious
white,
to.
but it's not okay to call a black person black.
Right, meaning everybody's so anxious to call everybody racist that they're gonna, if you say anything that has anything to do with race whatsoever, they're gonna say, oh, you must be racist.
But when
No,
being
it's
racist
only-
is
it's only
whipping
the black
someone
people
and
Hannah,
making someone
Hannah,
hurt
no.
because of the color of their
So,
skin.
I mean, that's
about racism, a lot of people think that it's only towards black people.
You can racist be racist.
Right,
You can be
right.
racist. You can bully a white person.
Yeah.
You can tell a white
Bully
person
black
they're one of the
person
people who clap at the end of the movie.
See, it's interesting.
I don't do that.
That's what I do.
See, I mean, it's fun, yeah. I mean, and I don't want to get, I mean, we can talk about anything we want in here. I mean, we absolutely positively can.
Because
My point is not to get on a big gigantic tirade about race and racism, you know, but to me, it just happens to be the thing lately where it's extremely trendy to just call people racist when they just mean that they disagree about something.
But when people don't notice that racism is if you whip someone that is a different skin color than you,
Mhm.
or you personally abuse someone
Right.
who is a different, like if I'm Italian and if I were to whip, let's say, a Spanish person, that is racist because
But
I'm a different. I'm not gonna whip you
With intentions to do it.
with
because of their race.
intentions to
Yeah.
hurt somebody.
Sure.
If it's just saying that black girl over there or that Asian person, whatever, like that's not racist.
Right.
That's just their religion. I'm not trying to
Not
be
their
rude.
religion.
I don't care. Leave me
Yeah,
alone.
I get what you.
You get what I mean.
Right, and it's funny too. I mean, honestly, like, I'll you know, when I was a kid, my first best friend was Troy Garrett. Troy Garrett, because my first day of kindergarten, he sat across from me, and because he was my first friend, we just became best friends, and that was it. And he happened to be black, and so I mean, and again, I'm pretty old, so this is going back forever, and I remember feeling like when I grew up, it's like. I really, and again, you would think like the older you are, the more you'd remember like, oh yeah, people were really racist back, but really they weren't. And so it's there's kind of like a hysteria about it all of a sudden today. And so I've said to people, I said, maybe I just don't get it. Because again, like I said, I mean, I've had black friends my entire life, and it never even occurred to me that there was ever an issue. And now suddenly it's like this big hysteria. But it's funny too. Like when you meet people from around the world too, I mean, like if you talk to people, I know Spanish people who will always kind of, you know, this group of Spanish people don't like that group of Spanish people. Eastern European, it's like this group doesn't like that group. Like it's all over the place where people who just live in different parts and there's some sort of thing, like a border between them, they kind of just sort of butt heads a little bit, and for the most part, it's often pretty friendly, and it's not the end of the world. But yeah, it's kind of just become like our national obsession, and it's sort of bizarre.
It's like it's because everybody's trying to say that being racist is not having enough black like stuff that kids watch. Yet you got rid of two of the most famous movies just because of that. Because you get rid of Peter Pan and Dumbo, which did nothing bad to black people. In Peter Pan, I can tell you right now, that little girl, Tiger Lily, whatever her name is, was Indian. Peter Pan took her in to bring her back.
Right.
The only person who you could say was racist in that movie is Captain Hook. At the end of the movie, he's perfectly fine.
Yeah. And that's another phenomenon too that is pretty bizarre, that they're canceling and getting rid of things that like, I mean, there's so many books and movies now that we look at, and like today we wouldn't use some of those words. Today we wouldn't talk that way, whatever. But it's like, but it's still part of history. Like how do you sort of show people, look, we've come a long way. Like, I mean, it's to the point where if you get rid of all of these old racist books and old racist history and all this racist stuff, well, and then somebody says, oh, we've come a long way. The next generation might be like, come a long way from what? I've looked in the library. I don't see anything that's racist.
Because
I've looked in the history books.
everybody
I don't
gets
see
rid of
anything that's right. So how are you gonna show people like this is what happened before, and
How
this
are
is
you
what we
gonna
kind of don't want
prove
to go
your
back
argument if you're getting rid of all your
We
all
learn
your-
histories when we don't repeat it.
Mhm.
Exactly, like history is important
to. Right.
because all these bad things that happen, if you learn about that, then you know that you don't want that to happen
like
again.
learning today and doing that convention in history
Don't even get me started.
with our history convention that we did with Provost. If you have Miss Provost, she's teaching us basically that where they started in the Philadelphia Convention was on the road to ending slavery. If you really think about it, because if you pick up and you search up, is slavery in the Constitution? It's not. There's
Right, of
nothing
course not.
in the Constitution
Yeah.
or in the Declaration of Independence that tells you slavery is okay.
And that was
slavery
and
is
you know
bad.
and
It's
Martin
nothing,
Luther King.
Nothing with slave comes up.
If you ever listen to Martin Luther King, I mean, his big argument is that the country is founded on right values. So we need to move towards that and live out the promise that the country stands for.
And if
And
you're
he was
ups-
100% correct.
And if people try to say, well, oh, in the 1800s there wasn't a black president. Look at Obama. He was one of the first black presidents.
Right.
He was the first.
Well, that's right, and that's another sort of silly
I
thing
don't
too.
care,
Like people
you're
will
not.
say, you know, oh, in this country we don't have enough of this, we don't have enough of that. If
Never.
I go halfway around the world, I don't lecture people over there that they don't have enough white people because they just don't. That's just not where they are. It, like there's over in India there's Bollywood, which is like like their Hollywood basically, their film industry, right? I mean, the idea that somebody would go over there and lecture them and say you don't have enough different people, kind of ridiculous. Is that part of the world? So I mean,
Just everybody go back and watch Sophia the First
Yeah.
to learn everything.
yeah. But let's bring it again. Let's bring it back to where we started. Because like I said, my point is simply again, be honest with people about what you disagree with. I mean, like if if we're going to have a discussion and an open dialogue, and if we ever want to get anywhere, you have to. And again, going back to sort of something that I've sort of been harping on throughout most of these classes is that truth always wins out. You can't make things better unless you're honest. If I go to the doctor with a hurt arm and I tell him my leg hurts, well, he's not going to fix it because I'm not telling him the truth. If we start off with wrong premises, we can't get anywhere. So again, you have to sort of get to the heart of reality. Calling somebody something that isn't fair is nobody's going to get anywhere. And plus, you're not going to persuade anybody. I mean, if I disagree with somebody and I say, well, you just feel some way because you this, guess what? I'm probably not going to change their mind.
Just to say one more thing, it's adults and people in the branches don't listen to what maybe the kids of this generation have to say, because one way or another, we're right. Because right now, that's what we're learning about. We're learning about and getting told all this stuff about how people are racist. And then we go to school and we learn about slaves and we're like, okay, then what's real racism? Because if
Right,
you
right.
hurt someone, it's racist. You call someone black, it's racist.
Yeah.
What's real and
Yeah.
what's fake?
Right.
I feel like with me, it's hard because I'm mixed. Like personally, I'm mixed, and so some people they won't consider me mixed because I'm lighter,
Mhm.
and I don't
Yeah.
think it's fair.
And it's funny too. When I was young, I thought for sure that there was there was always sort of a racism discussion that's always happening. And I remember when I was younger, feeling like this is all going to just sort of go away anyway because we're all. I mean, races we're all mingling, we're all traveling, we all have air flight. People are meeting. So many people that I knew would be mixed and whatever. So it's like we're all going to kind of just sort of blend together at some point. So what's all the hysteria over anyway? But lo and behold, we're still talking about it.
And to say one more thing, I say this to everybody whenever we talk about this. I'm like, God wouldn't have made these people if it wasn't for a reason. He made everybody for a reason.
Mhm.
The reason that he makes black people is because they have a purpose. Their purpose is to show that they're the same as a white man, or they're the same as a white woman. Because
Like everybody.
no, because everybody has a
purpose to be on earth. Why then God wouldn't have created?
God doesn't make mistakes. He loves all of us.
I mean,
and
he
we're all
might
here.
have because he didn't make me smart.
Yeah, seriously.
If you're gonna go
He
down
didn't make
the
you
thing,
kind
it's like
smart.
people don't call you mixed. I'm 50% Hispanic.
So am I.
I'm whiter than the sand on the ground.
So am I.
I'm Hispanic.
I'm Italian. I'm supposed to be tan.
My dad
What
is white, my
happened?
mom is
Yeah.
Hispanic.
Remember, and it's
What
interesting too.
else are you?
And again, I meet people
At
from.
least you
100%
have some
Italian.
consideration. You see me.
Isn't that
He's
crazy?
white.
I'm 100% Italian. I'm supposed to be
You
tan.
don't
Yeah.
believe me.
I meet people from around the world sometimes, and because we're so close to New York, sometimes we'll I have friends who will be in country, and we'll be they'll be in Manhattan, and it's so funny, and they have sort of a perception because they hear about how racist America is, and we'll be walking around Manhattan. And they'll say something like, and they don't even mean it like in a mean way, but they'll just say like, oh, I hear America's so racist and everything. And we'll be walking around Manhattan, and I go, look around you right now as we're walking out. And of course, Manhattan's like just crowded with people all walking around. And I'm like, look at all the people that are all around us right now. There's like every race, every color. I mean, you name it, they're here. I said, we really couldn't be racist if you couldn't walk around the streets of Manhattan and really be racist. And the other thing is it's funny. I mean, when I was growing up, I remember I met people there was it was like this weird tiny little minority. Like you'd meet somebody who was like an actual racist, and it's like I always say to people like people who are actually racist, they don't hide it. Like they're pretty.
They're willing to kill somebody.
I mean, when I was younger, they'd be like, and again, like this weird, tiny little fringe minority, like skinheads. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this.
I know.
They would wear the Doc Martens, have to, shave their heads, and they'd be racist and stuff. But there again, they're this weird little fringe little minority. They were weirdos. Everybody knew they were weirdos. And I say to people, I go, those are the people who are the actual white supremacists. They don't hide it. Trust me, they come right out and say it. So for people to be running around pointing fingers and accusing everyone else of being white supremacists, white supremacy is it's funny how now we've sort of graduated from everybody's a racist to everybody's a white supremacist. And it's like, guys, white supremacists don't hide it. Real white supremacists will tell you. I mean, that's their whole point of it.
Are you?
No, I'm not.
I don't even know what that means. Let's go.
All right, by the way, so, all right.
You think supremacy means
I don't care anymore. I'm off that topic.
What's
What's up?
And so whites all hot.
Stephen, would you please pass one to everyone?
Are
Keep
we
one for
gonna-
yourself.
Ha
I have a question.
Yes.
Are we getting confirmed this year or next year?
You are getting confirmed next year.
Okay.
Yes. In fact, thank you for reminding me, because the other class, I have to give them some news about the actual confirmation, which is in April. But this is your first year, right? So you guys will get it next year.
My sister's getting confirmed. So is my cousin.
Oh,
Well, next week in class, I have to talk about sponsors and confirmation names and all that good stuff.
My cousin's doing that.
Very nice.
doing?
Oh my god.
Stop it, Steven.
You use the Lord's name in vain and stand you being inappropriate. Wait, did he say? Wait,
I said gosh. What did
Oh,
I said? You guys are gonna make me.
Okay,
Don't make things dirty.
we're talking about the sacraments.
I think we're just electing.
Question 47.
Mm.
Stephen, what is the sacrament of anointing the sick?
The sacrament of anointing the sick is the sacrament which through the anointing with the oil of the sick and the prayer of the priest gives health and strength to the soul, and sometimes the body to those who are sick.
Very
How
good.
many commas and ands does it have?
What's that?
That's not a complete sentence.
What is the sacrament of holy orders?
Holy orders is a sacrament by which bishops, priests, and deacons are ordained and receive the power and grace to perform their sacred duties. Priests and bishops exercise
Exercise, yeah,
their ministry in the person of Christ.
absolutely.
I thought that was funny.
Right, we're talking about sacraments, by the way. Baptism is a sacrament, communion is a sacrament, obviously confirmation is a sacrament, and then these are some of the other sacraments. What is the sacrament of matrimony?
Married?
William?
Marriage.
Yes.
Sacrament.
Read the
The
A.
sacrament of matrimony is a sacrament which utilizes baptism of a man and woman in lawful and holy marriage by an
Indissoluble.
indissoluble bond until death.
That is a strange word,
It's a Malibu.
meaning it wouldn't be dissolved.
Wait, that should be our word of the day.
Word of the day? Indissoluble.
I'm not gonna say blah, blah, blah.
We will probably, when we get through all of the commandments, we will talk about the sacraments at some point and do all of the sacraments.
Ouch.
But it's, by the way, speaking of what we were talking about before, and like I said, I really didn't really mean to get on a tangent about specifically racism. Basically, again, the message is simply, let's be honest in how we deal with people and how we talk to people, and let's not accuse people of things unless we actually mean it. Maybe in some cases we will meet an actual racist, and people will say racist things, and we'll say, hey, yo, that's racist, please, let's.
Like even if she calls somebody by their hair.
Like interesting. Have you guys been listening to? I don't know if you pay attention to this stuff, but like Whoopi Goldberg was on.
Oh, about the Holocaust and all that, how it wasn't racist.
Yeah.
I saw that today.
Now she got suspended for 2 weeks, and it's like, but it's like that to me is such a great example. I mean, obviously.
That's a great example of racism.
Well, it's a great.
Targeting one.
But here's the thing.
I watched it. She made good points about how it wasn't, but then there's the other side saying.
Well, it's interesting to me because
topic you probably shouldn't.
If she simply corrected herself, I mean, it was obvious to me that what she was talking about was color, and for some reason, like she seemed like she wouldn't say that word. Like she couldn't just come out and say, "Well, I was really talking about color," because like basically, I see people doing inhumane things to other people, and I didn't see race as being the factor. Because in her mind, she's thinking of race as color, like because she is a woman of color. So okay, but you see, I mean, what's frustrating about that is like, there was a time where you could say something that was kind of just dumb, and people would say, all right, that was kind of dumb. I don't think you really meant to say that, and it wouldn't have been the end of the world. But because, getting back to what I was saying before, we live in this this world where everyone is
where everybody's racist.
Everyone is racist. Everyone has to get canceled. We have to shun everyone who says something that we don't like.
It's like the one
and
thing.
it's so ridiculous. So she said something that's just kind of dopey, and somebody could have just corrected her and said, no, I mean, that is race, because I mean they are a race of people. They and certainly the Nazis thought that they were. Because Nazis thought that they were the superior race. I mean, they came right out and said it. So obviously, I mean, could have been something that would have been fixed with a conversation. But because we live in this Looney Tunes, craziness.
Oh my God! Someone
About
has to fight with
Looney Tunes,
Joe
that,
Biden.
like almost the entire Looney Tunes thing has been canceled already.
There you go.
Pepe Le Pew was canceled for rape culture.
I don't understand
That's
the
the what?
cancel culture thing.
Wait, what? Well,
Just correct somebody
Pepe Le
and move
Pew.
on.
Exactly right. If you disagree,
He was
right?
canceled like months ago for rape culture.
That's stupid.
Or like
Because
these
he
TikTok
chased-
stars, they
He
get
chased the other
canceled.
animals.
Well, for good reason.
No,
Whistling.
like some of this stuff is stupid.
Wait, where's he going?
Do you guys remember last year with like Charlie D'Amelio and she got
Was he
canceled
doing that?
because of the whole chef thing? That was so stupid.
What was the chef thing?
I don't
So
know.
basically it's like this famous TikTok star family, I guess, and they wanted like a YouTube show, blah blah blah, and they invited this guy over who was creepy, but they had a personal chef over, and then the one girl didn't like it, she like spit it out, and the one girl asked for like chicken nuggets for another day, and then everybody was so mad and they started canceling them. It was like
Yeah.
so dumb.
It's
Yeah.
like if you're
And
gonna
she
cancel,
probably could have definitely done that a better way than just like
Exactly.
spit it out and all that. Like,
See, you know, there's an old expression, don't pray for a lighter load, pray for stronger shoulders, you know? And it's fascinating to me, not in a good way, that the whole world has become like we've decided that the weakest people who all just say, I'm offended by this and that they are the people we should cater to, as opposed to saying, hey, listen, I can understand why that would upset you, but let's, you know, I unless somebody went out of their way to hurt your feelings, why don't we just forgive and move on? For some reason, we've decided to go after everyone for everything they say. And like I said, I mean, this Whoopi Goldberg thing is a prime example because, you know, I think she's one of the people who would have been canceling people real quick if they said something wrong, and now she was the one who stuck her foot in her mouth. So now she's going to get in trouble. But it's like, well, but why don't we all just relax? You know what? Yeah, she said something that wasn't correct. Correct her. This is how we learn. This is how we ask questions, we say things, and we talk.
the one thing is it's politics.
Of course.
Everybody who
Politics
says
everywhere.
everybody's racist, and everybody says how Donald Trump was the worst president we ever had. But what's happening in Joe Biden's term? Everybody and everything is getting called racist.
Right. Yeah.
As you can tell, I'm coming from a family who is Republican.
I just think everybody.
Because-
I think you get farther by asking questions and learning.
Yes.
Just
100%.
canceling, saying, "All right, we hate you."
Yes.
We're
We get
gonna-
much farther by having a conversation,
It's
asking questions, and educating each other. I totally agree.
I'm definitely one of those people with, like, when it comes to like the politics and stuff. I don't like either side, but in this case, I'd rather have the orange than the old creepy girl sniffer that can't hold a sentence or walk.
Because the
I told myself when we first started, I said I better not get into politics because again, I don't want to tell people how to think. I don't want to stand, you know,
You listen
from
to
where
us
I
think.
am. I don't want to look like I'm telling you how to think. But just so long as you do think. I mean, that's sort of my thing.
I
But
also saw this thing and it was like, no one gets more offended than white people. Because there's the thing with all like the canceling and stuff.
Oh my god.
They tried canceling Speedy Gonzalez because he was
Right.
racializing it and everything.
Yeah.
And the Hispanic community just came out and said, like, just shut up, leave him alone. We don't care.
right.
It's like the white people are getting more involved and trying to like say this guy who is Hispanic is being racist towards the Hispanics.
Yeah.
You
But
can't
his-
be racist towards your race.
And you can.
Well, let's get it. I mean, there are comedians now who won't even. Like comedians won't perform at colleges anymore because all the college people, all they do is you know complain every time somebody. I mean, comedy for years, forever. I think pretty much since the dawn of time was people making funny observations about each other. You know, we all do weird things, and these people over here do this, these people over there do
I feel like
that.
we're not including Abby in our discussion.
What's that?
I feel like we're not computing Abby.
She hasn't said much
Is she
recently.
Mexican?
She actually there. She's probably eating dinner. She's like, oh, it's cool.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, all of comedy was all of us kind of poking fun at the silly things that we do, and a lot of comedy was about laughing at these people over here for doing that, and those people over there do that. And it's
I
like,
say we just
and
make
it's like, and now suddenly it's like you
Chris
can't
Evans
say
a
anything
president.
anymore without people getting hysterical.
I feel like there's a certain line that you can't cross.
My dad had
Sure.
a friend that's not his friend anymore, but like
Exactly.
he used to know. Actually, not friend. He was like an acquaintance to my dad. They get he was a coworker to my dad, and so my dad he told me about this guy. So this guy was obviously black. He was like
Let's not get
Obviously,
as
what?
black as the color black.
Okay.
And the thing about him was he was racist to his own race. He hated black people while he was black.
I'm not
Right.
informed.
I've met black people and they're very critical of the same way we're critical of white people. I mean,
Yeah.
I've heard black people very critical of other black people.
But,
I mean,
like,
it's-
The one thing though you
Totally
can pick out
happens.
in a
But like
crowd
he
is
just
if
said-
someone's sexist, because that's one thing and one thing particular. It's because if a guy says that they're better than a girl, at anything
Mm.
and says, "Oh, women belong in the kitchen."
Oh.
That is so sexist, and I get so mad about that. Is because I would like to see them do a full-time job, work with middle schoolers or something in that field.
Mhm.
Come home, not sit until 12:30 at night.
Yeah.
Make dinner for everybody, do everything,
Sure.
and still have time to sit around.
In my family, we all kind of all.
But
Yeah, we all
the
have
thing
to
that I hate the most is when someone tells me a girl shouldn't play hockey or a girl shouldn't do this sport, or a girl should do volleyball and softball.
You know the word.
I'll play any sport with a ball I want because
Yeah,
that's
girl.
what I was taught growing up.
I want
I was taught I could do anything and no one could tell me.
I want thing a girl should do. A girl shouldn't punch a boy and then say, "Hi, you can't hit me back. I'm a girl."
Oh, I would gladly say, "Come on, hit me, hit
No,
me,
girl
hit
punches
me."
me now and knock her to the ground. I don't care. You punch me, I'll knock you
I
to the
said that to
ground.
my brother.
No, it's because if a girl does it first, it's okay. If a boy just punches a girl for no
If a
reason,
girl does it full sex.
I
Why
just
are you
said if
supposed
a
to
girl does it first, you can punch the girl back.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I felt
Why are you
I felt,
supposed to be like
I needed to defend myself. I felt threatened because
It's
you girls
because
are equal
everybody
to us
is so
males.
thick-headed about every situation, they don't really think. If a girl punches you in the face, punch her back. It's not gonna hurt her.
Mm.
No, I probably will hurt her.
It's that's a trick. I will admit that is a tricky one for guys because
But I would gladly, if I hit somebody, I would gladly say to them,
why
Go ahead.
is everybody
I'm
standing?
not
Everybody
standing
take
up.
it. Breathe in and breathe out and sit
And
relaxed.
also with that, like the oh, girls can't do this. I'm not about that. But when a boy says, biologically, men were stronger. Biologically. You have to
Excuse
look
me?
at it.
I would
Actually,
make your
yes,
muscles
that is-
quicker. I don't
You
do
have
any
to look
workouts
at
and
it.
I'm
Look
really
at the
strong.
science.
The science.
I have
actually back
multiple
that up.
family members.
I don't care about no science.
girls are
I
more
care
flexible,
about
boys are stronger.
That I,
And girls
my
have
cousin
fun
is a
with
very
their
big
boys,
football
boys
Okay,
are
but we're
good enough
built
to get
different. Like,
we're built different.
We're
Yeah,
not
you can.
saying-
We are literally built
we're
different.
not saying
We're not
that.
saying
You're
that
basically-
every man are
But the
strong.
way that it
We're
came out and
saying
the way I interpret it, I'm gonna wrap myself out here.
We're-
That
we're
to
not-
me saying that boys are stronger than girls
We're not saying
is-
that.
is, can I speak without one person interrupting me?
Let's take the volume down a little.
I don't like taking.
You wait, let me
That's
just say
not-
something real quick. There's
No.
something that girls can do that boys can't do. It's like going up against the wall and doing something like this, or like, I forget what it is, but like in science in 6th grade, the teacher said something like
Yeah, like leaning
It's
over,
like-
picking up a
it's
chair or
something-
something like that.
it's
Oh,
Yeah.
if you go like this.
Oh, going like
Yeah.
this, right against, and then
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
with, like, the
something.
chair.
Yeah,
Yeah, wait, let me
because our center of balance is different or something.
It's not that because
I'm not fine.
There's a way to. Yeah, there is a way to do it. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, but like it was
it's because you actually put your stomach to the chair.
It's something about how our center of balance is.
Yeah.
It's not that.
Do you
It's
know-
not that boys are stronger than girls. It's that boys from a young age, like are, like from like when they're born, they get more of their
Yeah, it's like that.
they get from their dad, not their mom.
But then
if
from
you're a
then on, it
girl,
just depends on
like
the
Mr. Jakes was saying in 4th period, because I asked him that question. He's like, girls tend to get more of their muscular features from their mom, because
same gender, so you're gonna follow the mother more.
but that's not for me and my sister.
I have
Okay,
okay, for
but
my mom and my
Each
dad.
parent teaches you different things. Like my dad's not gonna teach me how to put my hair up.
My mom, yeah, she'll teach me how to do all that stuff. My dad will teach me how to shoot a rifle in like 5 days.
My dad can teach me how to like put up a picture on the wall with like a hammer.
My dad could teach me how to do anything.
I have
Even though
in my
I don't
opinion,
do that.
I have more of a better connection with my dad. I love my mom, don't get me wrong, but I do more of my stuff with my dad.
It just
Like
depends on
I'll hit like the field hockey ball with him in the yard, or I'll throw the football. Like at things, me and my sister and my uncle and my dad, we play football. We actually play football. We don't play like that tag stupid football. No one likes that stupid football, okay?
Honestly,
So what is the 8th commandment again?
Now,
Thou shalt not lie.
William, go ahead.
thou shalt not bear false witness, or the simpler modern version, the law.
Yay!
Absolutely. So when we
This
speak
is
to each
the
other,
down version for
we
me.
will speak correctly and accurately and say what we mean and mean what we say.
Can I go back on the right
Should
now?
we stand up and say a prayer?
Do the Hail Mary first, so let's just remember it.
Stop.
Okay. We're waiting for Stephen.
Stephen, will you be joining us?
Yeah, just.
Annie.
What do you need? You don't need your pen.
Felix the cat. You're gonna fly
It's
across.
cold.
I'm this close to leaving.
You can't leave. You're my ride.
True.
I'm close enough. I can walk.
I have a stranger in my house.
Okay, let's do the prayer.
Thank God it's not cold like it's been. It's kind of actually warming up here.
My uncle's at my house. I kind of want to go home. Can we speak? Stephen, put that book down.
Are you writing down the commandment?
Can I please slap the book out of the stand?
You
No.
can't. That's a sin.
He's saying he's actually taking.
Slapping a book out of someone's hand, that's not a sin.
Alright, you know what's this one?
I don't.
Alrighty. Ready? In the name of the Father,
Son,
and the Son, and
Holy
the Holy
Spirit.
Spirit.
Amen.
Our Father, who art in heaven,
Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. On earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our trespasses,
as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us
not
not
into
into temptation,
but
but deliver us from evil. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
You just
Father,
said for our
The
sins.
Son, and the Holy Spirit. We should maybe next time we'll go through each prayer and talk about each line and what each line means.
Good.
My dad did that to me with
Because I know the
Pledge of
beginning.
Allegiance.
Can't
That's
do
good.
that.
Very
You
good.
know the beginning and the end, you just don't know what comes in between.
Exactly. So we go home now.
Later.
Yeah, I think so.
Adios.
Bye.
Have a wonderful evening.
Alexis, come on, I want to go home.